I'm a member at First Presbyterian Church in Regina, and we got a phone call from some United Church folks who let us know about this cemetery and the historical relationship of our denomination to the school, and wondered if we would like to hear a little bit of the story. So we invited our United Church friend to one of our meetings, and from then on, that group of us at First Presbyterian have followed this story and decided to become involved as a responsibility as church people because of our history, and really for a hope for something new and better to come from this. So I have to say I didn't know very much before about the reality of residential schools and the close reality in our own city and the close reality of my church to this particular story. And it has felt really important for many of us to walk this journey with other church people, with Aboriginal people, and with lots of other concerned people in the city that I didn't know about either. So it's been really quite beautiful. Going out to the site and gathering with First Nations representatives last June was a very meaningful and important thing. We really wanted to let First Nations people know about this place and give them a space and a time to gather there, and they were very kind, and we were able to be present with them. So that ceremony that day was really important for me personally and for those of us who were there from our church. And so then following that, we've done a little bit more, I guess, administrative or organizational work, and we've taken the admissions register. One of our group transcribed it all, which was a big job, and then others of us did some other work to organize this list into help us see a bit more about who went to this school, who these children were. And once we started putting them together in families, for me, I found that these children became so alive to me, and I became kind of caught up in what I was recording and looking at. And in the admissions register, we have the student's name and some details about when they came to the school, the date they were admitted, their age at admission, their home band and tribe, their parents' names in many cases, their height, their weight, their chest size at inhaling and exhaling. It's kind of painful, actually, information. As you go through it, it becomes, it really enters your head and your heart. But when we were able to look at this information sorted by families, we could see that many children from one family came. Sometimes they all came at the same time, at the same date. They would, of course, be different ages. Some of the ages are really young. There are children as young as 3 at this school admitted there, and children much older. We would see the parents' names. And so you could start seeing that cousins were here at the same time, as well, of course, as many people many children from one First Nation being here at one time. It made me curious sometimes because you would be saying, oh, well, this person must be a cousin or a nephew or a niece of somebody else. And here's a chief who sent several children to this school. And then you begin to wonder what the school was like for these children. Was it better that their brother and sister was there with them? Could they speak to them? Were they not able? There's so many things we don't know, but somehow working with this register and the very intimate personal details of these children, which is just recorded on a list, becomes crucial. You can see over the years, when we begin this record at 1891, there's very thorough, careful attention, and as the years go by, it gets to be very haphazard, and you're right, the care taken with that is less and less. Often there's blanks where there could have been something said. And you can see it kind of dribbles off into nothing, which is distressing because you kind of develop it's silly to say, but a relationship with these children at the front end because everything is so precise and there's a lot of detail. And then at the end you kind of think, well, they don't even say how much this child weighs, or they don't record who the parents are, and they could have, even though I don't really want to know the weight, but you know, you just feel like some things are really missing. There was no thought or attention paid to these children, so they weren't recorded in obituaries. The principals didn't note even the existence of a cemetery in their annual reports to Indian Affairs. So the complete lack of recognition is part of the problem, which of course is a symptom of the racism and the way in which these schools operated in the first place. I guess it's been a re-education for me, a person who's lived in this city for most of my life, to finally, kind of have the scales taken off of my eyes and see this for what it is in a real way. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for, that our congregation wants to do this work, and for the many friends that we've made as we've embarked on this journey, and then the new things that come to us. We really have to keep working on this. Some of it's administrative work like this, but the more important work is the relationship building and sending these stories back to the home First Nations so that people can see and find their families and some parts of their lives that were spent in this place. And I think the cemetery could have a beautiful role as a place of not only sacred space, but also a place of learning and teaching about this story. That is a physical existing location. The school is gone, but the story doesn't have to be gone, and it's an important story. So I'm hopeful that that can happen. It needs to be a journey that we accompany and not lead. It has to be a First Nations journey, and we want to be there too, and that cemetery is real important.
For as long as the sun shall shine, the rivers will flow clear again. For it's recognized in the treaties, my friends, this country